friends, namaste and welcome in our yet another beautiful topic of spirituality, and that is food habit. So, why food habit is really important in spirituality? So, we have Yash Shekharji from Delhi, and who will be answering all your questions because Patriji always recommended meditation with vegetarianism. Yash, welcome.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. So, we really got a great response in our previous episodes.
Okay, I'm happy that audience is liking the programs.
Yes.
Good.
Let's know more about spirituality and food habits. Why food habit is important in spirituality?
Okay, I'll again refer to our ancient texts. Ahar, Vyavahar, and Vichar. These three are the prime energies for a person. So, ahar is the kind of food you take, the kind of food you eat, the kind of people with whom you stay, give an effect on the kind of thoughts you have. So, as I said, it's mentioned in Mahabharata also, this example with the Yash Samvad, that by association and association only you become a better version of yourself, you become great. So, that's Vyavahar. Then Ahar. Ahar is what you eat. Again referring to Bhagavad Gita, where Lord Krishna says to Arjun that it's very high importance of what food you are eating and also from whom you are eating. So, your energy gets stored in the kind of environment you stay and the kind of food you eat. So, it is better to have a diet which is having the global consciousness, having the support of nature, and that is why I very strongly promote vegetarian culture. If not vegan, at least vegetarian. Though I am trying to promote vegan culture these days, I want people to be totally independent of any kind of animal products, because though dairy industry is good and all, but still if you are that milk a cow produces or a buffalo produces for their younger ones. So, and it's possible to make your body fit and strong also by vegan diet. So, even vegetarian diet is very good for that. So, I would suggest that people should depend on vegetarian diet also, because mentally you feel more peaceful if you have that kind of diet. It's easy to digest, first of all. Nobody can counterclaim that. Any kind of vegetarian food is more easy to digest than any kind of non-vegetarian food. So, for me, I very strongly would say that for spiritual development, being on a vegetarian culture is good and helpful. And not only I am saying that, nearly every major spiritual school in the world, and not only India, they promote vegetarian diet. So, if you are on vegetarian diet, it is easier for you to go for spiritual evolution, because practically speaking, if I am taking something from someone, I am obliged to that person. So, if you are taking the meat of an animal, you get obliged to that animal consciousness. So, even from a give and take, from a commercial perspective, if you see, if I am, the more independent you become, the stronger you become. Spirituality gives more importance to independence than strength. And I will give an example of this in the kind of food you eat. First, amount of food you eat. So, char ahari is what people are. Some people are char, they eat 4 times a day. Better is teen ahari, who eat 3 times a day. Better is do ahari, 2 times a day. Better is ek ahari, 1 time a day. So, as you spiritually progress, you need less amount of food, because you are able to absorb energy directly from sun. But obviously, I am not trying and asking people to become like this, but this is the standards in ancient times. Then from mansahari, person who depends on non-vegetarian food, to shakahari, which is like vegetarian food, then to falahari, is fruits based diet, then from that to jalahari, depending on only water, then becoming vayu ahari, only air, then nirahari, not having anything. So, you see, if you see this ladder from a scientific perspective, even if you take it theoretically, you are becoming independent of nature, and then you are in a different level of consciousness, because something cannot affect you if you are not taking anything from that. So, I have to go and do a job in an office because they are getting financial remuneration to me, but if I am not getting any financial remuneration from them, I am not obliged to go and work in that office or any other kind of remuneration. This is a symbiotic give and take. So, when you start taking nothing from or lesser things from environment, the effect of environment on you also becomes lesser, which means you start becoming independent of environment in a way. Obviously, this is more of a very ancient traditional system. I'm talking about the very deep spirituality of people who were like tapasvis and people who should do penance, like rishis and all. He's talking about that kind of culture. It's like very core part of ancient Sanatan Dharma. But otherwise also, if you're independent of something, you're definitely more fitter. If I'm doing the same work with 100 calories of food, and if I'm doing the same work with 50 calories of food, obviously the second solution is a better solution for me. So that's how gradually you improve and improvise, and this affects your mental state. And if your mind is healthy and strong, your body will definitely be healthy and strong. On the contrary, if mind is not healthy and strong, the body will also not be healthy and strong. No exceptions. It's again a proper cause and effect. So that's why I would always ask that one should try to have a good diet, and gradually, again this all has to be done gradually, nothing like a shock. Any kind of development should be gradual, slow, peaceful. That's the way to progress. So not like jumping from one step to another. Gradually, when your body and mind, and when I say mind, I mean not only your conscious mind which has desires, also your subconscious mind which governs the involuntary muscle system of the body. So it has to be a gradual change. That's why Sukhasana doesn't mean a particular asana, it means any kind of position which is comfortable. So it should be comfortable to you. Should not be giving a pressure to the body too much. And if you are giving pressure also, it should be something which can be sustained and handled by the body. That's why gradual is very important. That's why in Japanese the term called kaizen, K-A-I-Z-E-N, which means continuous improvement. So improvement but continuous, not like abrupt. So that's how it's important.
Consistency is very much important. So, I want to understand in health perspective that as our body is not meant for eating non-veg food,
Yeah.
and the way animals are made of, right?
Yeah.
Those who eat non-veg, how do you differentiate?
Look, I will say there are three categories: herbivorous animals, carnivorous animals, and even omnivorous animals like bears. They're omnivorous. They have different. All three have different digestive system. And if you study the human digestive system, it's more herbivorous. So I don't need to say anything from any spiritual perspective here. Biologically itself, humans will find it easier to digest food which is coming up in a herbivorous way. And now there are a lot of movies and all coming up saying the same thing also. So there's a movie called Game Changer, a movie called What the Health. If you see these movies on, they're available on Netflix and all, they say very clearly that how much your food affects you and what kind of food brings what kind of effect on you. So having a vegetarian diet is so good. I very strongly recommend that. And I'm welcoming people who don't agree to me also, that's fine, that's their perspective. But I very strongly say that if you're any kind of serious spiritual practice or any kind of mental health practice also, being vegetarian will definitely help you.
Moving ahead and understanding it more, which kind of food certain age group should take?
So generally students are the ones who are growing. Generally you are studying more in the younger age group. So obviously the people in the younger age group have, no, especially our students, they have more focus on the mental development. Mental health has to improve. So any kind of food, first of all, which is easily digestible, which gives them proper resting time. So the food should be such that it digests easily. If your digestion is disturbed, your sleeping pattern will also get disturbed. And studies is primarily about the power to concentrate and relax. So you should take a food which is easily digestible by you, and better to have multiple meals rather than one strong meal. So if you are a vegetarian, you will need to have certain more number of meals compared to others. So it's better to have a smaller meal with multiple frequency than a larger meal with singular frequency, because when you eat too much in one go, you will feel sleepy, you will feel lazy, and then your studies and all will get affected. So better to have less food in each go multiple times in the day rather than having it only at the perspective of singular meals and all. And also taking a lot of fruit juices, fruit based diet is very good. It keeps your skin in a very good condition, and having a lot of water. So fruits, coconut water especially, I very highly recommend. So all these things help you to have a like good mind state, and definitely that will reflect in your skin, body, the health of your critical organs. Everything will change with that.
That's wonderful to understand even food in a better way. Thank you, Yash, for coming and elaborating uh, this thing which Patri sir always, recommended us to have
Yeah, no,
right food.
his philosophy is very, very, I would say, practical
Yeah.
and in close sync with nature also. What he said and what great role he has done. Like I highly recommend people to study his philosophy, and what he did is not possible generally for one person to do in a lifetime. So I have high regards for him.
Hey friends, I hope you love this episode, and even this is one of my favorite episode among all, because food diet is very much important. What we eat, we become. So Patriji always recommended to have a right food, and that is vegetarian diet with meditation. So if you are not a vegetarian, it's hard to work on your spiritual practice. So thank you for watching this episode, and I would request please like, share, subscribe. PMC English. Thank you so much.